Thank you, sir. We are delighted to have you with us.
I would request our coordinator, Dr. Amit, now to present a brief account of the proceedings of today's conclave and highlight its outcome and the key takeaways. Sir, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, and I would like to, on behalf of the school and MIT, I would like to welcome distinguished guest, Professor Dr. Kini, and our Dean, Dr. Balakrishna K, and all the delegates for this closure ceremony. And the day was quite jam-packed. Sir, I would like to brief you that the day was quite jam-packed since 9 o'clock. And there were 6 altogether sessions covering that our strength and what is expected from the industry, what we are doing right now, and what kind of the cooperation mechanism that in the current dynamic industrial requirements that we can explore, and then different streams of the civil engineering, like structural engineering, environmental engineering, and construction engineering and management. What is the way, what are the modality we can update ourselves so that we are ready for the industry? So the second session was, so I'm just giving you a very brief glimpse of that what has happened and what was the outcome. That the second session was just after the inaugural, was the vision setting, where the delegates, the panelists, they pitched for that what industry needs, what is non-negotiable, and what are the things that we need to do immediately so that our students are ready for the industry intake. Then thereafter, our infrastructure, our labs, our research ecosystem, undergrad, postgrad, and the doctoral research, what we are doing, what are the mechanisms that we are offering to the students, which is making them more employable. We discussed about it. And then thereafter, the expectation analysis from the industry, where the 4 panelists, they joined us, and the different aspects of employability, their pay scale, their interest, what industry is looking in terms of the skill, competency, and the knowledge that we discussed in length. And a lot of new ideas, the new dimensions were discussed and proposed by the delegates. And then thereafter, we discussed about the proposition, that what kind of the cooperation that we are expecting, like capstone, internship, apprenticeship, teaching by, or the co-teaching by the delegates from industry leadership. What are the mechanism, what way we can engage our both side, that was discussed in detail. Then thereafter, we went for the breakout session, what kind of certification in each of the streams, like construction management, the structural engineering, and environmental engineering. Certification, kind of cooperation and collaboration with the industry, that we discussed about it. And then very before the tea break that we had the discussions. And so there is a very strong takeaway that we have, and there was a strong echo from the students and also from the faculties, that this type of the conclave has to be repeated every year, and there should be a kind of a coordination mechanism where all the industry, they are part and parcel of our curriculum development and imparting the knowledge. So I think these are the basic our discussions we had it. And with this, I would like to thank everybody, and over to the master
Okay,
of
thank you, sir. Thank you for making it short and sweet. I hope our students have benefited from the session. Thank you again, sir. Now I would hand it over to Mr. Dr. Anup for the next part.
Now, this is a very important session, which is the feedback. We'll be having the feedback from the delegates, professors, and students. Because of time constraint, we've been a little selective in calling people. Now I invite on the stage Dr. Kalgal if you could give the feedback, following with which we would have Mr. Manish and Dr. Sri Lakshmi.
Dr. Kalgal sir, please come here.
Respected Dr. Kinney sir and distinguished faculty members, industry representatives and students. Well, feedback can be a very long one, but I'm making it very short. Overall, we found that the curriculum is well-rounded and it is responsive to the industry needs. However, wherever augmentation was required, that has been suggested stream-wise, subject-wise. And we got a lot of insights from the students also who asked certain pertinent questions. Of course, the main question is about the salary, which of course we have been answering for quite some time now. As I mentioned, 22 years I was in teaching and 23 years I am in industry. So I have seen both sides of the subject, that is so-called theoretical and so-called practical. Both are actually simultaneously coexisting. Well, a civil engineer should have a purpose for his career. All are not equal as far as opportunities are concerned, but what you make out of the opportunity that you get will take you where you want to go. So what it will teach you is to know what to look for and where to look for rather than memorizing. So we must get out of this rote learning method. It should be experiential, it should be studio oriented and practically oriented. So a lot of classroom, online programs are available which the teachers can guide the students to look into, which gives them a much better perception of what they are studying and the purpose of what they are studying. And also combined with a lot of internships, apprenticeships and field studies will make it very interesting. What is important is you students have to learn it with purpose and learn it with interest. If you don't spend time to get that knowledge, which is of course available in ChatGPT, but the intelligence is not available there. It can give you absolute crap sometimes. So please don't depend only on ChatGPT or cloud or whatever, Perplexity or whatever. They are all enablers as was mentioned. So please study your fundamentals. If your funda is strong, it will take you places. So I'm very happy that the MAHE has embarked on this particular endeavor of making industry people to physically mingle with the students and the faculty so that each can understand the other's perspective. And I'm sure if this is taken forward with all the suggestions, MAHE will be one of the best institutions for civil engineering. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Manish, if you could give the feedback.
Good evening, everyone, dignitaries on the dais, Dr. Kinney, Dr. Balkrishna, Dr. Ahmed, all the other professors, as well as my dear colleagues. I'm really thankful to MAHE, as well as the other members who have gathered here and who have made this possible. It gives me immense pleasure to be here, and I am thankful that you allowed me to share my thoughts here. But at the end of the day, you as participants, you must be thinking, what is in it for me? सही है ना? Ultimately, जब भी गाड़ी खरीदने के लिए जाते हैं तो last question which is there in our minds is कितना माइलेज देती है भाई, right? So at the end of this whole session, you must be thinking, what is there that is out of this? What should I take home, right? So I'll give some of the crux. A lot of people have spoken so many things about it. I don't want to repeat at the same, doing retro version of that. But by this time, you must have got an idea is what is that the industry is looking at, and what is it that you need to, brush yourself up. Because one is the rote learning which is there, but we are not looking at that rote learning. We want you, every individual, as a different, identity in yourself, so that you can make a difference in the industry once you go across. Okay, so once you are there in the industry, you can make up your mark. But that starting trouble which everybody is having, we need to look where do we get that spark, so that our motorcycles can go from 0 to 100. That is, you can get placed at the earliest. Okay, so that is what should be your focus. Second thing, once you are in the industry, how you can make a mark for yourself is how much you can be creative. What should be your thoughts? Okay, and how do you come out with mistakes, come out from the mistakes? One thing what I liked about Mahe, I'll give a small, it's with an anecdote I would like to, if you permit me, sir. There was one very famous artist, Mashhoor artist. His painting was, used to sell in crores of rupees. So then he just thought, let me test, how great I am as a painter. So what he did is that he took one of his best paintings, which was worth crores of rupees, original painting. And then he went on the street and rakh diya. And then he told, a big board lagaya, wherever you feel the mistakes, he kept a pencil there, please mark the mistakes. Okay, so, and he went away. He came in the evening. And when he came back in the evening and he saw, his painting was full of cross marks. And he is a reputed, famous painter. After he came home and he saw that particular painting, he was completely dejected. Arey yaar, meri zindagi khaak hai yaar, what should I do with this painting? Let me commit suicide. तो उतने में उसका एक दोस्त, जैसे मैं हूँ, अमित का, okay, so he came and he said, why are you getting frustrated, my dear friend? Don't fret over that. Do one thing, do a same painting once again what you had done, and tomorrow let me put the captions. Okay, so the next day the same painting was put, but with the captions that there was a paint and colors put, and if you feel there is a mistake, please correct the mistake. Okay, and wo sham tak aaya, nobody had touched the painting. So what do we get from it? Where do you think Mahe is? They have identified that they want to be, industry first. They want to go ahead. They want to learn from the industry. And this is the first step towards it. Remember, doing this conclave once and forgetting it will give you an edge for some time. But if you keep on doing it, it'll give you a sharper edge over a period of time. That's where institutions like Harvard Business School, MIT, Stanford, what they do, they involve the industry. Okay, they involve the business. Every day in and day out, they have sessions by the great stalwarts from the industries and businesses. They'll come and they'll talk to the participants. And you must have seen Steve Jobs coming to some particular campuses and talking on those things and all. That is what, this is, somewhere a start has happened. And I'm really thankful that we have been given this opportunity. I keep going to IIT Madras for giving sessions and talking to them and all. And I'd be glad to come here also. But at the end of the day, what is it that the industry also can offer, to academia? So some of the options that I think we can offer, sir, are we could be, placed as adjunct faculty where we would like to come and interact with the people. Wonderful crowd here. Okay, very few people asking questions. I like that, Otherwise it becomes, our life becomes difficult if people start asking too many questions. Ab kya question puchenge yaar? Whether I'll be able to answer that or not. So I don't have that fear here. So I'm always ready, huh? Okay, as a faculty. So that is one. Then, as an industry, I gave a suggestion that, wherever when we are doing the projects here, we need to do cross-breeding of the projects. Otherwise, what will happen is, if you have a cross-discipline mixed projects, that is where the actual learning will come out. And the projects, what you will see, will be industry-based and industry-focused. Right now, what we are doing is, many of the people are doing projects for the sake of doing a project. We need to reverse this trend, and the students should get interested. Yes, I want to do this, and let's put that, let's put some prizes for the best project, so that what will happen is that how interactive the participants will get, what is the best niche that they have created in their particular project. If it starts coming out and you involve the industry people here, the industry will also start feeling, yes, this is one institution where, a lot of interaction is happening, and this is industry ready. This is what will make the students industry ready. Otherwise, you will not get the pulse of the industry. It's very difficult to catch the pulse of the industry. Today you think this is the in thing, that in thing may have left by tomorrow. So you need to be on your toes to understand the pulse of the industry. The third thing is it okay if I take a few minutes more? Yeah. So if you are having industry focused projects, where there is a little bit contribution from the industry also, as well as the students and the faculty all put together, the learning will come out, as well as publishing these learnings in not only in presentations, taking part, but in the magazines. Okay, it is not advertorials that I am talking about, but in Q1, Q2, Q3 magazines which are there, our ENRs are there, or Institution of Engineers magazines are there, or American Society of Civil Engineering journals are there, getting the articles published there. That is where the academic ranking and the industry ranking will automatically be visible there. Otherwise, that effect will not be visible. Okay. Industry, as an industry, will be very happy to guide students, and not on something which is rote, okay, but something which is very interesting, where the industry will feel that this is something which is going to make a mark. Take for example, I told you that in the morning I was talking about decision making, So I told you, what did I tell you? Nearly 60% of the projects, there is a time overrun, and 47% of the projects, there is a cost overrun. And out of this 47%, 6% is that particular cost which is due to delayed decision making, which is to the tune of 23,500 crores. Can you imagine? That is the turnover of number 2 company in the country, which is, what? It is revenue by year-on-year basis. So you are talking about an entire company which is uska revenue ko leke you are talking about, that is lost every year because of delayed decision making. So how do we improve our decisions? How do we analyze decisions faster so that we can take actions which will reflect in positive outcomes on the projects? That is where we need to focus. Third thing that industry can offer is internships. Okay, and industry is looking at serious candidates. We are not looking at people who just want to come, time pass, and then go back and say that we have spent time here or there like that. We want people who, from the day one they are there, they should be ready to contribute to the industry. Because today, let me tell you, the biggest difficulty that the industry is facing is training the participants, or training the workers or the staff which is there. And the time that goes into training is quite heavy. Every organization invests at least 10%, every manager invests at least 10 to 15% of his time in training. So if the candidate doesn't learn and just is there for spending just time for the sake of spending, it is going to be a difficult problem. Then industry could also contribute by being part of board of studies, or being part of your academic curricula development sort of thing like that, and grooming of students. This is one particular thing that as an industry I would like to suggest. So there are a lot of in media and everything, in film industries, you have something what is called as grooming schools. So I would suggest that we have a finishing school here, because our participants, they are our products. So we have to showcase them as products to the industry. So you have to groom our students here. So that grooming school will develop your students into, every student will be a separate project for the people, where what is the lacuna in this particular student and how do I make this student perfect, industry perfect, is what I think is required and is the need of the hour here. And if it is being done, I am very happy, but I don't think as of now it is being done. So I am suggesting that if you could go ahead and implement this, you will see outstanding results. I can guarantee you on this. And finally, you should have something what is called as action learning series, where you have different. Today you have conducted this one-day academic conclave, but my request is that you keep on calling different experts and stalwarts from different industries and have sessions like this at least once a month or twice a month, so that you are in tune with the industry. Because calling us once is not going to help, sir. You have to have continuous interaction, is what I feel, so that the institute can be at par with the requirements of the industry. And finally, I hope by the end of this you must have got the answer what is in it for you. Okay, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to speak to all of you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, sir. I would request Mr. Vikas Bhatia to give the feedback.
Good evening, Dr. Kinney, Dr. Bala, and Amit ji, and all the delegates and students. My feedback is that whatever Amit ji had discussed during session, that what are the gaps? So the gaps are that whatever we are doing here in the college is theoretical learning. So real learning is on the ground. So what I suggest that there should be more training on the ground, because if we talk about any softwares, any design parameters or BIM, whatever we had discussed, they only make sense once we take any of the building as a masterpiece and then train the student on those buildings with all the tools. So that would be one thing. And second, how to improve their employability is that we as a company have projects pan India. So we on behalf of our company would invite all of you, including the faculty and the students, to have a online training at the project. So that's my invitation. We have a project all across the country, and any of the students, anybody of you are welcome to participate and have on-job training. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and for all the valuable feedback and encouraging words. Your observations and suggestions have been duly noted and help us to frame our vision together.
Okay, now we go to the very important part of the session. We would like to proceed with the felicitation of the distinguished delegates who have come all the way to interact with the students here and give them such wonderful feedback throughout the day the sessions went on. May I request Dr. P. Giridhar Kini sir and Balakrishna sir to kindly honor the delegates with mementos and tokens of appreciation. Can we have that removed, the chairs removed? It will be? You can take together. Okay, so first I would like to call upon stage Mr. Aravinda Kumar from Twasta Group. Sir, please come to the stage.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Next, I would call upon stage Mr. Arun Prabha, KS from Mangalore Smart City. Thank you. Now I would call upon stage Mr. B.S. Umesh, sir from Prestige Group. Sir, please. I think you people had tea, right? All of you had tea? Where's the energy? Joshan. Thank you. I would like to call upon stage now Mr. Bala Subramaniam R from L&T EduTech. Sir, please. Thank you. Now I would like to call upon Mr. Bhagavan Das K from ACE Technocrat Private Limited. Thank you, sir. I would like to invite Dr. Manmohan Kalagal sir from Ultratech Cement. Thank you very much. Now I would like to call upon stage Mr. Janaki Ram from Ramco Industries Limited. Sir, please take it. Thank you.
Now I would request Mr. Manish Janitkar from Tata Projects Limited. Thank you, sir. Next, we have Mr. Mayank Ranjan from L&T EduTech. Thank you, sir. Next, we have Engineer Nagesh Puttaswamy, who is independent consultant. Thank you, sir. Next, A. Naresh Kumar from Ramco Industries Limited. Thank you, sir. Next, Engineer Pradeep Kallur from Medini Technologies. Thank you, sir. Next, we have Mr. Riaz Ahmed from Atkins Realis Global Technology Center, India. Thank you, sir. Next, we have Mr. Vikas Bhatia from Pranjal Projects Private Limited. Thank you, sir. Last but not the least, we have Dr. Vishnu Sharma, Apavani Environmental Solutions. Come on, let us give all of them a big round of applause. Thank you, one and all. We now arrive at one of the most anticipated moments of today's program. It's my great honor to invite our esteemed chief guest to deliver the valedictory address.
Thank you. Dignitaries on the dais, Dr. Amit, Dr. Balakrishna, faculty members, dear students, and most importantly, guests from the industry. A very good evening to you. As rightly pointed out, we should always see what's in it for me all the time. The reason is once you start thinking, of course, bordering selfishness, but then it becomes really a good activity to know what's in it for me, whether we are taking, as rightly pointed out, decision making. Are we taking the right decision in whatever we do? And as Kalgal sir mentioned, he just made a pointer that the fundamentals should be strong, we will go places. I would like to add, if the fundamentals are strong, the foundation will be strong, and in your case, obviously the building would be stronger. So, and but over a period of time, we have seen that it was all about learning, and the learning moved to getting a job, to start a career. Then it shifted to getting internships and industry experience before we step out into the corporate world. Then it moved to, getting the industry experience. We have delegates coming, sharing their experiences. So we have seen the various stages. We have also seen a stage wherein, doing multiple internships and putting it on a CV, having a CV like a newspaper. I've seen all these things. But that doesn't make an individual to be a good rounded person or an engineer. We can do multiple things. We can be a jack of all trades but a master of none. That used to happen in the race for filling up the CV. We all talk about innovation. Innovation is basically creating something new, something different. Research is the same thing. You have a boundary which is defined, which has already been done. You are just contributing the delta X in furthering the boundary. That is also an innovation. So let us look at how we can learn, and not just learn. We always say, as faculty members, we always say that it's lifelong learning. But what is the use of lifelong learning if we don't apply? If we don't solve a particular problem, then we are only in the theoretical mode only. So this is where that, the industry experience, the words of wisdom, having gone through the rigor, gone through the grind, will really help. Very glad that we had a good number of industry participants who have spared their time to be a part of this one day conclave. I'm sure the time is from their side is well spent, remember the word spent and invested. They may have spent their time, but you should have invested your time in this one day, because the investment will always grow. Spending kharcha ho gaya to ho gaya. It is done. So again, there are a lot of lessons in a lot of this wordplay, you know. So make sure that, coming back to the first one, what I mentioned about the foundations, the internships, don't do too many internships. Identify one particular area, and I'm speaking this because I was part of the placement office a decade back. So I know the general mistakes which students do in trying to, that's why I use the word newspaper. You know, your CV should not be like a newspaper, and I'm sure how many of you read a newspaper nowadays? Only the first page and the last page. That's it. In between are the vital statistics. If you see your CV, your front page will be full of your personal details, and the last one would be your references. And in between, if nobody sees, there's no point in having a CV like that. So try to have a crisp CV. That should basically highlight your skills, your learnings. And yes, internship projects are part of it. Over a period of time, we should also understand, I'm sure you had a session on AI. You should be asking what AI cannot do in civil engineering. That is what you should be doing. That is where your value is. Because AI, if AI can do some things, you are not needed there. So, see what AI cannot do. That is where your value comes. I'm sure these kind of experiences, having a discussion, sharing of thoughts, will go a long way. I'm sure you also, when you get into the corporate world after 5-10 years, would be invited, wherever you are from, whichever institute you may be, please make it a point. Now, whenever we say industry, academia, collaborations, there is a disconnect between academia and industry, there is a big gap. Now today, as students here, whether you are an undergraduate, a bachelor's, master's or a PhD, you would want people to come and speak to you. But after you graduate, will you make that effort to go to an academic institute and share your experience? It is not necessary to be called. If you are really intent on making a difference, you will take that step ahead and do it. So please make it a point to, when you get into the corporate world, when you get an opportunity to make that difference in somebody else's life, student, or in some curriculum which is being offered, or in some, as a consultant, as a working professional, please do it wholeheartedly. This is my only request to all of you. And that way, once we start that change, it will catch. So this is how we have transitioned, as I said, from only a learning. Today we are talking about institutes. Today we are talking about industry, academia, collaborations, and as a lot of opportunity exists, sir. We have a professor of practice here. We have adjunct faculty, visiting faculty, guest faculty, and wherever experience is there, we would want it. And I said selfishly, because we want our students to get the best of their campus experience. And once you move out, you do well, you should always look back and try to see what is that small thing which enabled you to succeed in life. And that is what you should always look at, sharing with people. And that is the reason why the difference between spending your time and investing your time. Tomorrow you'll invest in the stock market, you'll invest in bonds. The word is investment, because you want it to grow. You're not going to spend your money on stock market. You're not going to spend your money on buying something. So these are small things you must understand before you step out in the corporate world. So these one-day conclaves will really make a difference, provided, as I said, as the question was rightly pointed out, what's in it for me? And if you ask the same question again and again, then it may become an obsession, but you will start making the right decisions. You will stop wasting your time. You will start investing your time to learn something more, better, which you feel is going to add a lot of value once you realize that, yes, this is what I need to do in life. So having said that, all of you are here still, waiting for the next session. I'm not going to take much of your time. So I would like to congratulate the school, the faculty members for organizing this. As rightly pointed out, we need to have the continuity in terms of the interactions, in terms of curriculum development, in terms of whatever is happening outside. And one thing which I would also like to request the industry is, whenever we use softwares, it sometimes becomes very difficult for students to have an access. And if possible, through you, we would like to request the creators, the developers, to always have a student version, which basically should give them a taste of what it means to be to explore certain things. And that transition from the academia to industry, that's where all the industry readiness we talk about, in the so that's the point wherein you should ask what AI cannot do, and that is where I will step in. That is your value. So once again, congratulations to the entire school. Thank you once again for sparing your time to be with us. I'm sure some of you are our alumni, so I think it would have, the old and nostalgic things would have come back more than participating in this thing. But I would request, as our alumni has come back to spend their time here, please make it a point to spend time with the younger generation as you progress in life. This is how you would contribute to bringing down the industry academia gap. Once again, congratulations and thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring and insightful words. Your guidance and encouragement will surely remain with us as we move forward.
Okay. To formally conclude the proceedings, I now invite our respected dean to deliver the closing note. Dr. K. Balakrishna, sir.
Namaste, Professor Vidal Kini, our registrar, Professor Amit Kumar, my fellow industry colleagues, dear students, faculty members. Just 2 points only. So, to answer to your lecture, sir, Girdhar Register, sir, that the industry delegates have created a very positive vibration amongst our students and the faculty also. There's a lot of hope they have given to us. That it is, civil engineering is much, they have made out a kind of a case, proved that computer science and civil engineering, there is no difference, we are better than that. That's what I was discussing with Dr. Kalkal also. He was telling that after 5 years, this computer science is saturated. So, but we are a lifelong learners. So, lot of positive energy they have found, lot of hope they have given. I attended personally all the sessions, and I feel that this message will go far and wide. Our students have got that vibrations now, and I'm sure it will go to even next batches and so on. So be assured, sir, we are going to continue this industry and interaction. Also, Dr. Manish was talking about engaging the industry in various capacities, maybe BOS members or adjunct faculty or in any industry advisory committees. So be assured, we will continuously keep in touch with you, and please assist us in building our engineers who will be the future of India, because in Bharat 2047, I think these guys are going to take it up. I think that's all the concluding note I can say. Thank you so much for coming again in spite of your pressing commitments, and all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your motivating remarks and the support throughout the program.
Every successful event is the result of the collective efforts of many individuals working behind the scenes. To express our gratitude to everyone who contributed to this event, I invite Dr. Sri Harsha, co-coordinator of the event, to deliver the word of thanks.
Also, I would request the students and all the participants to please give your feedback. The QR code is displayed on the screen shown.
respected dignitaries, esteemed members of MAHE and MIT leadership, distinguished industry delegates, faculty members, staff, students, volunteers, and all participants, a very good evening to all of you. As we conclude this one-day academy industry conclave on future-ready civil engineers bridging curriculum, industry practice, and global opportunities, I, Dr. Shriyasha, one of the co-coordinators, consider it as a privilege to present it in front of you as the vote of thanks. Today's program was not just an event, but a collective story of vision, planning, teamwork, and commitment. At the outset, I extend our sincere gratitude to Dr. Karunakar A. Kotegar, Pro Vice Chancellor, Technology and Science, MAHE, for gracing the occasion and delivering the inaugural address. I thank Dr. Ramachandra V. Murthy, Associate Director Development, MIT Manipal, for his gracious presence and valuable address. At this time, I acknowledge and thank Dr. Chandrakala CB, Director in Charge, MIT Manipal, for her message for the grand success of the event. I express deep gratitude to Dr. Balakrishna K., Dean, School of Civil and Chemical Engineering, for his leadership, welcome and opening remarks, moderating as well as closing reflections, and constant guidance. I thank Dr. Harish Kumar, Director Corporate Relations, MAHE, for contributing to the vision setting session and strengthening academy industry connect. I also thank all industry participants and delegates collectively for their presence, insights, suggestions, and engagement. The journey of this conclave began with careful registration and coordination. I thank Dr. Amit Kumar for event registration, administrative work, securing budget and financial support, participant coordination, sponsorship, conclave scheduling and management, session facilitation, conclave briefing, welcoming the chief guest, conclave reporting, and the post-conclave action integration, which is going to be taken. So I extend thanks to Dr. Vishnu Unnikrishnan, for one of my the event co-coordinators, for facilitating the session on industry expectations and market trends, and for his role, as I mentioned, as co-coordinator. I thank Dr. Sandesh Upadhyaya K., Mrs. Swati, and I humbly acknowledge my own role in supporting the administrative coordination, approvals, process setting, advance approvals, stationery purchase, and arrangement for mementos and gifts. I thank Dr. Deepak Naik for budget and finance, and Mrs. Rupalata for budget support. I thank Dr. Bhagyashri, Dr. Pratibha, Professor Shilpa S. Ratnoji, and Dr. Sauradip for participant registration and seating, food coupon distribution, online and on-site registration, badge and banner arrangements, and e-certificate arrangements. I thank Megha, Vidyadhar, Bhavya, and Sweetie for supporting the faculty with these arrangements and the Rangoli, which is there in front of KEF, the foyer area. I thank Professor Anup Wilfred Sebastian, Dr. Radhika Bhandari, and Dr. Mahashweta Laskar for the delegate introductions, welcome, Master of Ceremonies, session flow, valedictory proceedings, background slides, voluntary management, and ceremonial coordination. I thank Professor Dhanlakshmi for the venue management, lamp lighting, floral tribute, time management, felicitation, and ceremonial arrangements. I thank Ms. Gauri for the soulful invocation. I thank Dr. Praveen Kumar P., Dr. Lakshman Kurwa P., and Dr. Anish Kumar Warrior for the academic showcasing, visual materials, and post-conclave actions. I also humbly acknowledge the role of Dr. Lakshman Kurwa P. along with me in coordinating and contributing to the video generated for our school, which added the value to the presentation of our academic strengths and the collective identity. Here, I extend My special thanks to our student, Mr. Kajoti, for shooting and editing the video over the past few weeks and for his tireless support. I thank Dr. Girish MG for media management, social media updates and communication support. I thank Dr. Vishnu Krishnan, Professor Anup, Dr. Sugandhini, Dr. Balakrishna S. Maddodi, and Dr. Raghavendra Holla for preparing participants lists, identifying alumni, preparing invitations, handling follow-up and updates, and providing student registration support. For breakout workshops, I thank Dr. Sugandhini HK and Dr. Lakshman Kodwa P for Track A Construction Management, Dr. Kiran Kumar Shetty, Professor Jagadish HM, and Professor Kiran Bhatt for Track B Structural Engineering, and Dr. Sridevi H, Dr. Balakrishna S. Maddodi, and Dr. Amar Mohan Shinde for Track C Environmental Engineering. I thank Muhammad Hashim, Janakraj, Pratiksha, Pritiga, Shravya, Shilpa, Brandis, and Gopika for supporting session management and ceremonial crew. I thank Professor Sandeep, Dr. Divakar, and Dr. Sharanappa for the food and hospitality arrangements, including tea, refreshments, lunch, and menu planning. Their prompt response in incorporating the suggested changes and ensuring smooth hospitality arrangements is sincerely appreciated. I also thank Puneet and Jagatchan for their support in these arrangements. I thank Professor Sandeep GS, Professor Prasanna Kumar, and Ranka for the travel requirements, local commute, taxi arrangements, and delegate transportation. I thank Professor Nausha Shetty and Dr. Praveen Kumar P for accommodation support at NIH Guest House. For the student readiness and employability, I thank Dr. Asha Uday Rao, Dr. Gopinath Naik, Dr. Jagadisha Pai B, and Dr. Sri Lakshmi Prashant for their valuable inputs. I thank Dr. Sindhu Rashmi, Mr. Prakash Lawrence Jyoti, and Mr. Tushar for the session recording, Kritika S for the proceedings and event report, Dr. Aditya U. Joshi and Sharif for audiovisual, internet, photography, and coordination with the MAHE AV team. I thank Dr. P. Giridhar Kini, Registrar MAHE, for the valedictory note, and the Dean and Coordinator for escorting and welcoming the Registrar. I also acknowledge all lab in charges, session coordinators, administrative staff, lab technicians, GTW staff, support staff, faculty members, students, and volunteers of MAHE as well as MIT as well as MAHE. I offer special thanks to our office staff, Mrs. Swati, Ms. Pranita, and Mr. Santosh for their constant support, timely assistance, and sincere efforts throughout the planning and execution of the conclave. I thank Mr. Durga Prasad and Mrs. Prajna wholeheartedly for tirelessly arranging the KEP auditorium for this conclave. As one of the co-coordinators, I feel privileged to have been part of this conclave effort. We look forward to translating today's discussion into academic action plans, curriculum improvements, student readiness initiatives, and long-term industry partnerships. I also acknowledge and thanks the esteemed industry participants for their valued support in improving this collaboration between industry and academia and its successful continuation. And I acknowledge our faculty entrepreneur, Dr. Vishnu Sharma, for his presence and support in this particular event. This conclave stands a collective achievement shaped by leadership, strengthened by committees, energized by volunteers, and enriched by academy and industry. Thank you once again to all of you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for eloquently expressing our appreciations to all who made this program a success.
Okay, so now we come to the end of today's session, and my sincere thanks and appreciation to all the delegates who have come here and our students who stayed here despite having they want to go back to their rooms, but yes, they stayed back. I hope it was fruitful for them, and they have learned that civil engineering is indeed a great panoramic view which you can learn from and experience. So with this, I would like everyone to stand up for the national anthem now.